Even before the start of the Second World War, the German army was concerned with the motorization of its artillery. In March of 1940, the Alket company converted 38 Panzer I-B chassis to the artillery role by removing the turret and building up a huge superstructure for the 15-centimeter heavy infantry gun. The vehicle could be used in the indirect fire mode, but it was more commonly used as a direct fire weapon in spite of its thin armor. They were used in the French campaign of 1940, and the concept proved sound, but the actual vehicles were far from ideal. In search of an intermediate solution, it was decided in July of 1942 to develop a self-propelled gun on the chassis of the Panzerkampfwagen II light tank. This was the Wespe, or officially die leichte Feldhaubitze auf Fahrgestell Panzerkampfwagen II, or the light field howitzer on Panzer II chassis, self-propelled. It was designed as a joint project by the companies Alket, MAN, and Rheinmetall Borsig. The chassis of the Panzer II Ausführung F or F version was initially used as the chassis. Testing showed that more space was required, so the entire vehicle was lengthened. For use as an artillery self-propelled gun, the engine was moved to the center of the vehicle. The high, box-shaped structure was open at the rear and at the top, where the 10.5 cm light field howitzer adapted for use in the vehicle was mounted. This light howitzer was the standard artillery piece of the German army. It was adapted for service in 1935 and used by all divisions and artillery battalions. From 1935 to the end of the war, more than 11,000 were produced. Designed in the late 1920s, it represented a major advance on its predecessors. It was superior in caliber to its early opponents in the war, with adequate range and firepower, but the modern split trailgun carriage that provided it with more stability and traverse also rendered it overly heavy for a mobile role in the largely horse-drawn artillery battalions of the German army, particularly in the mud and snow of the Eastern Front. All in all, this light howitzer had a superior caliber compared to its opponents and performed well as the supporting arm of the panzer divisions. The Wespe's driver sat alone at the front of the vehicle in a closed driver's cell, while the rest of the crew in the body only had limited armor protection. However, since the vehicles operated far behind the front line due to the range of the cannon, which was more than 10,600 meters, the threat from enemy infantry hardly played any role. According to some reports, the gunners and/or the loaders also received training in driving the vehicle. This allowed the other crew members to temporarily assume the roles of the driver in the event of an emergency. From February of 1943 to June of 1944, a total of 676 Wespe were produced. Since the ammunition supply of 32 rounds was very limited, an additional 159 ammunition carriers were built on the same chassis. Each battery was assigned 2 ammunition carriers. One such vehicle could load 90 rounds. This also resulted in the advantage that if a Wespe was damaged, the field maintenance troops could remove the howitzer and mount it on an ammunition carrier, which meant that a new and operational Wespe was immediately available for the battery. On the 27th of February 1944, on the instructions of Adolf Hitler, the use of the name Wespe was banned as inappropriate for a combat vehicle. The Wespe was delivered to the Eastern Front for the summer offensive of 1943 and was used for the first time at the Battle of Kursk. It was planned to equip each tank division with a battalion of self-propelled artillery guns. 2 of the 3 batteries were equipped with 6 Wespe each, so that the armored divisions had 12 Wespe altogether at their disposal. Another 6 Hummel self-propelled howitzers were available in the 3rd battery, so a Panzer division had 18 artillery self-propelled guns. These self-propelled artillery battalions were used on the Eastern and Western Front and in Italy until the last day of the war. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and to make sure you don't miss my future work, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.